Go to work, tell a story about high school pranks. Go to work, tell a story about high school pranks. I didn't much like high school, so I would pull pranks to keep it interesting. And I had something of a problem with authority. So there are two pranks that are worth noting, and in both cases I got caught. Prank number one. There was a radio show in New Orleans called the Royal Flush, and every night people would call up and flush things, like politics or traffic, very trite. But a few of us called in regularly, and my character was Gernon Brown. Now, Gernon Brown was a disciplinarian at Jesuit High School in New Orleans, and I would call up and flush things that people did like spring break or footloose or having fun. And Rick, the host, would ceremoniously hang up on me. But people liked Gernon, and so they urged Rick to keep Gernon on the phone. And then I would walk the halls of Jesuit, and I would overhear people talking about last night's show, but nobody knew it was me. And I thought, this is pretty cool, I'm anonymous. But then one day I made a mistake. I brought the tape recordings of all the Royal Flushes in to show my friend David. And I was playing the recorder outside on the steps, and little did I know, the window above me was cracked, and it was Gernon's office. And Gernon leaned out and said, "Kevin, can you come up here with that?" And made me play every episode of the Royal Flush with him in it. And he sat there, stone-faced, and then he kind of smiled slightly and sent me on my way, and didn't tell me to stop. And he won a lot of respect that day, in my eyes. But prank number two did not go over as well, and that was the Jesuit Underground cartoon. I distribute that every couple weeks, and it was a parody of the teachers, and in one episode, Gernon was depicted as having a ray that transformed every student into the perfect student, and the antidote to the Gernon ray was the liquor from the president of Jesuits' closet. See, I found out from my sister, who for some reason was in Father Thompson's office one day, that Father Thompson had a liquor cabinet in his office. And so I exposed that in the cartoons, and you saw Father Thompson opening up his liquor, giving it to people, and turning them back into normal students. Well, it wasn't long before one day a student came up to me and said, "Father Thompson wants to see you in his office immediately." And I had a pretty good feeling at that point that he was not going to be inviting me into the National Honor Society. So I went in, sat down, and after a dramatic pause, Father Thompson began to ream me out like nobody's business. And I don't recall much of it, but he did call me a skinny-ass rich boy, which I found perplexing, because I was neither skinny nor rich. And Father Thompson's dead now. And he was a mean old bastard, God rest his soul. But I've grown up a lot since then. And stay tuned, because the next video coming soon will be where I place this purse into a shopping cart. And we'll see if we can get somebody on tape being either a good Samaritan or rifling through this purse, as they really did to my wife recently, and take all the cash out of it. I think it'd be fun to catch somebody in action. So I've stuffed the purse, my wife's old purse, with some real, belongings to make it look like a women's purse, and the little wallet, which I took from Katie, and we've got some money in there, so we'll see if anybody takes some money. And then, of course, there's the gratuitous urine sample. I've grown up a lot since high school.